Hello everybody, we're the Kent Road Safety Team and we've put together this lesson to help Year 6 pupils like you prepare for your new journey to secondary school in September. The resources in this lesson and the tasks that we set you will help you think about becoming more independent and will hopefully build your confidence as you move from Year 6 to Year 7. Many of the challenges that we're going to look at together can be thought about independently. But whether you are accessing this at home or at school, it would be best to have an adult on hand to talk through some of the scenarios and to help you plan your new route to and from school. So first up, before we think about what planning a journey to school might look like, let's take a moment to reflect upon how you currently feel about travelling independently. Some of you may already be travelling to school without an adult, and some of you may not. You're now going to see 6 statements. For each statement, consider whereabouts on the scale you would rank your confidence in that skill. Choosing 0 would indicate that you are not yet confident, all the way up to 10, which would indicate that you are extremely confident. Please choose the number between 0 and 10 that is the best fit for you. We will give you 5 seconds to answer each one, but if you need more time, just pause the video. Here they come.
I am feeling confident about my journey to secondary school. I know how to plan a journey to my secondary school. I am confident making my journey without an adult. I can identify safer places to cross the road. I can identify areas where I should avoid crossing the road. I am able to explain why one route may be safer than another.
Brilliant! We'll revisit these statements again later in our session. Now then, let's move on to our first challenge. Imagine that you are giving road safety advice to a younger child at school about how to cross a road in the safest possible way. We want you to write down or think about what advice and tips you would give to that younger child. Are you ready? Excellent. Pause the video now and play it again when you have finished. How did you find that? Did you come up with lots of tips? Don't worry if you didn't. We'll go through some now that are important for all of us to remember, no matter how old we are. Firstly, did you mention any of the road safety code? Younger children, older children and adults should always follow this code whenever we're crossing the road. So we stop before the curb, we look both ways for traffic, we listen for traffic, and we think about whether it's clear for us to cross. We then keep looking and listening as we cross the road. Younger children would also need to hold hands with an adult, but you guys are travelling independently now. What about safer places to cross? Did you mention any of the following? Please don't worry if these didn't spring to mind. This is great revision for us all. A footbridge is a bridge built mainly to be used by pedestrians. Some can also be used by riders or horses too. A pedestrian island is a raised section of pavement between 2 lanes of traffic. Like in this photograph, you might see yellow and white plastic bollards with a blue arrow to remind motorists to keep left. These are very helpful in allowing you to cross in 2 stages. School crossing patrols help pedestrians of all ages to cross the road safely. A subway is an underpass for pedestrians and cyclists beneath a road or railway. And finally, a zebra crossing gives pedestrians priority to cross, but we must make sure that we stop, look, listen and think to be sure that the drivers have stopped before we attempt to cross. Other pedestrian crossings also include those with a signal to tell pedestrians when it is safe to cross. For example, Puffin, Toucan and Pelican crossings. At the end of this video, take a look at our crossing cards for more information about how each of these work. Now think about your new secondary school. Using their website or Street View on Google Earth, find a photograph and then use this to help list the similarities and the differences when compared with your primary school. Whether you talked about similarities and differences or made a note of your ideas, I'm sure you thought of many of these points. Both are places to learn. Both have thought carefully about how they can keep you safe. Did you notice that in this photograph there is a pedestrian island to help you cross the road in a safer way? Or perhaps you spotted the streetlights to improve the safety of drivers, riders and pedestrians. And both have multiple classrooms. There may also be lots of differences too. Your secondary school is likely to be bigger than your school at the moment, the road is likely to be busier, and your new school site will welcome more people than you are used to. But it is good for us to remember that amongst these differences, there are many positive opportunities to look forward to. A wider range of facilities and equipment, new friends, more classrooms for different subjects, and greater independence. Now, thinking about your journey to secondary school, what different distractions do you think you might face that could make your journey less safe? You will see some images that might jumpstart your thinking. How do you think they might distract you? Talking on your mobile phone, reading or sending messages, using your headphones and chatting with your friends in a pair or a group are all things that might distract you. Now that we've thought about some of the distractions that you might face when travelling to and from school, let's consider what strategies you could use to prevent these distractions. If you've got your travel pack printed, turn to page 1 and complete the first challenge, matching the possible temptations to the suggested strategies. If you haven't got the travel pack, just look at the boxes on the screen and match the temptation on the left to the strategy on the right. Pause your video now and play again when you are ready. Let's have a look at the correct answers then. Take a moment to look at how we have matched them and compare these with those that you paired up. Did you get them right? The important thing is that you now have a strategy to deal with any of these temptations, so you can avoid getting distracted on your own journey. Always keep these strategies in mind. Alex is starting Year 7 in September and has been able to use Google Earth to plan part of her route to school. She was able to put in yellow place marks to help her spot where she'll need to make decisions about her journey. Watch the next part of the video to find out more about what this could look like for her. You might like to think about why this route could be safer than another. Here we can see her destination, Towers School and Sixth Form Centre, and we can see where she starts this section of her journey, the bus stop. Let's look a bit more closely at where Alex will get off her bus and continue her journey as a pedestrian. Alex can start by walking along the pavement and can see her school up ahead on the opposite side of the road. What other ways might she have chosen to travel to school? Another learner might get dropped off in a car. Let's see where this might happen. Passengers leaving a car should make sure that they look for cyclists before opening their car door. The Dutch Reach encourages us to open car doors safely by reaching across to open it with the hand furthest away from the door. You can find out more about this in the links at the end of the lesson. Before we continue Alex's journey, let's look at another way that learners could choose to use when travelling to school. On the opposite side of the road to her bus stop, we can see a blue road sign which tells us that there is a shared route for cyclists and pedestrians only. If you are cycling to school, see if your route has any cycle paths on it. They are often red with a bicycle painted on the floor. Now let's return to where Alex got off her bus. To cross this side road on the left, she should go further down from the junction where she can clearly see cars coming from both directions, and then use our road safety tips. Stop, look, listen and think. Next, she'll have to cross the road to be on the same side as her school. There are traffic lights and a pedestrian crossing up ahead. Let's take a closer look. Here, Alex will find a puff-in crossing. By pressing the button on the box, she can wait until she sees the red man turn green and then cross, continuing to look, listen and think. The signals will stay red for the traffic until she is safely across. She will then have arrived at the school. Do you remember the cycle route we saw earlier? Here we can see another of the blue road signs, signalling that the cycle route will also bring us to the school entrance. Now that you've seen the route that Alex has mapped out, complete these challenges to see how she can use this information to help plan out her morning. You will now want to complete your own travel plan with an adult who looks after you or supports your learning. How this looks is entirely up to you, but use these steps to help guide you. An online mapping tool like the one Alex used is a wonderful place to start. Perhaps you'd like to use Google Earth to plan the route with your own lines and place marks, or you might like to write down the steps of your journey. After that, start this video again and you will be given some prompts to help guide you through some further challenges in your travel plan pack to best prepare you for that exciting first day in September. Pause the video to complete each activity in turn. So you've now got a route mapped out for your journey. You understand whether you need to use any public transport and how, and you've thought about how to best prepare for each school morning, particularly the first. As a final challenge, we'd like you to make and record up to 3 promises that you can make today that will help to keep you safer as you begin to travel independently. These should be realistic. Make these promises ones that you know you can commit to. You can do this using page 5 of your travel pack. Finally, we'd like you to revisit the scales you used at the beginning. Hopefully, with the new skills and knowledge that you've gained and the plan that you've put in place, you'll feel more confident about all of these statements. Have a look at how your scores compare now to the scores that you gave at the start. If there are any areas where you still don't feel confident, then please share these with an adult that you trust who can help you with them.
I am feeling confident about my journey to secondary school. I know how to plan a journey to my secondary school. I am confident making my journey without an adult. I can identify safer places to cross the road. I can identify areas where I should avoid crossing the road. I am able to explain why one route may be safer than another.
Please continue to watch this video for some useful links and information to help you, however you will be making your journey to secondary school. Thank you for taking part in this lesson. We really hope that you found it helpful. And we hope that you have a fantastic time in secondary school. And remember to stay safe.